Yeah. I'm gonna talk about lopsided fundraising. But here's the catch. I want to talk about the transactional fundraising that you may be engaged in, whether or not you should be doing it and whether or not you shouldn't be doing it. And when I talk about transactional fundraising, I'm talking about galas and uh, direct mail, all of those things where you're soliciting the masses. From bake sale to big gifts, that's our focus. Let's huddle up. Hey, welcome to another episode of Huddle Up with Mark, the Fund Coach. I am Mark Duncan. Recently, I was in a conversation with a client, one-on-one client, about this whole idea of fundraising initiatives that are very transactional in nature. So, what do I mean by that? Bake sales, um, raffles, even galas, right? Because you are actually exchanging one thing for the other. So let's say a gala costs $250 for somebody to attend. Well, that donor is getting something in return for that $250. So it's a very transactional gift, right? In fact, they wouldn't even be able to deduct 100% of it as a gift because they got something in exchange for it. So things like that are transactional gifts. You get something in exchange. Another way to describe transactional giving is where it just feels transactional. So when you are sending out emails soliciting support and people click on the link, they put in their credit card information, and they submit it, you get a gift, but it's very transactional. It's minus what it lacks is the element of a relationship. And so there's two ways to look at this. There's what I just described, and then there's the actual transaction of getting something, a bake sale or something you're getting in return, right? Golf tournament, all of those things. Now, I am not against transactional fundraising initiatives at all. Here's the problem. Here's the challenge. Here's the thing that I warn organizations against all the time. When you're only focused on those kinds of fundraising initiatives where you're going from a golf tournament to now you're going to do a raffle, and the next thing you're going to do is a gala, and then the next thing you're going to do is a bake sale, right? And it's very transactional. You're trying to raise money, you're trying to increase your bottom line, but you're going about it in a way that is void of a relationship. And while it can be effective, it may not be yielding you the results that you can actually get if you don't do what I'm going to recommend in this episode. So let's just say you are regularly engaging in this sort of transactional fundraising. Maybe you're doing direct mail, and you should be doing direct mail 2, 3, 4, maybe even up to 6 times a year. Segmenting your audience. There's a whole host of things that you can be doing strategically to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck, so to speak, because direct mail, as you know, is expensive, but is worth doing. Or you're engaged in a 24-hour giving campaign, or you're thinking about an auction, right? A live auction or a silent auction, or both. And maybe that live and silent auction are tied to a gala or they're tied to a golf tournament, right? These are all very, good opportunities for you to sort of maximize your revenue. But if you're only focused on this, then you're beating yourself up. And I don't mean to say you're beating yourself up. You're essentially banging your head against the wall, right? Because you're spending a ton of time preparing for these fundraising initiatives. They take a lot of coordination. Sometimes you need day of volunteers. um, a whole host of things that you need to do in order for this to be successful. And at the end of the day, you got to look at what you net. Okay. How much did you actually generate that's free and clear to use for your organization or for the purpose that you were raising the dollars for? Because you can spend a lot of money on a gala and you can make money on a gala. The problem is if you don't clear or net any money, or you make so little money that the 6 to 8 months that you took to plan that event isn't worth it. So, first, let me just say about any sort of events like galas and golf tournaments, my rule of thumb is this. If you're going to do a gala or a golf tournament, something where you're inviting people to an event, a fundraising event, make sure that you do a budget first. Make sure you have your expenses very, very clear as to how much it's going to cost you to do the event. And once you know that, now you need to go out and get every penny of that sponsored before you sell a single ticket. Find your corporate sponsors, put together packages that will be attractive to them. And then what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect from them up front all the money that you're going to need to execute the event. Now you've got your expenses covered before you've sold a single ticket. Now you can go out and sell tickets. Now you can actually announce that the event is happening, knowing that you've got your costs covered, knowing that every penny that comes in now is money that is a net gain. And that doesn't include any money that you generate from an auction, whether it's a live or silent or both. So that's a rule of thumb that I want you to take away from this. That's a sort of a sidebar to this. But let's talk about transactional fundraising and why it can be a really great tool to increase your individual giving. It's all about the opportunities, especially when it comes to a transactional fundraising event like a gala or a golf tournament. So if you have a gala, and let's say that at this gala, there are going to be, I'm going to say, 15 to 20 people that you know meet link, interest, and ability, right? Link to your organization, interest in your mission, ability to make a major gift. They paid $250 each to come to the event. And you could certainly just have the event, celebrate, the net gain, announce it, and be done with it. And maybe you net 15, 20, $25,000 total for the event. And after 6 to 8 months, it's okay. But here's how you can level up. The thing that you need to realize is that you have to take advantage of the opportunity of those people who are in the room who pay $250 to come to the event and do what I call seed planting. And seed planting is very, very simple. And by the way, it is not you going up to them at the event and asking them for a major gift. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you going up to them, saying hello to them, thanking them for coming to the event, asking if they're having a good time, and then simply saying, would love the opportunity to chat with you at a time where we can talk one on one, maybe coffee or breakfast or lunch. Would you be open to that? And I guarantee you they're going to say yes, especially in a festive environment like a gala or at a golf tournament. That's seed planting. You're getting permission to follow up. So now that $250 that they paid to get into the event, and yes, it helped you net 20 to 25,000 overall, but this person may have the capacity to give you $25,000 in one gift. So now imagine if you're able to do that with 15 to 20 people that are attending the event that have link, interest, and ability, and you do seed planting with each one of them throughout the evening. Don't do any more than 15 or 20, by the way. especially if you're the one person who has to do the follow-up, because the follow-up to this is critical. So once you do that seed planting and get their permission to follow up, this is the critical part. You have to follow up within 2 to 10 days of the time that you ask them for that permission. So no sooner than 2 days, no later than 10 days after the event, you should be following up with them. That could be a phone call, that could be an email. In fact, you might want to ask them, what's the best way to contact you? Should I email you? Should I call you? What works best for you? Find that out as well. What's their preferred mode of communication? And then follow up in that 2 to 10 day period. Now, the reason why you're doing it in that time frame is that you want to take advantage of the momentum that hopefully is still looming after the event. They had a good experience. They saw your mission showcased. They had an opportunity to chat with you. They had an opportunity to feel good about attending the event, knowing that the dollars that they paid to go to the event were going towards something that they believed in. So you want to take advantage of that momentum. Once you get past 10 days, the excitement of the event sort of loses its importance. And so make sure no sooner than 2 days, no later than 10 days. That's why 15 to 20 people, you can certainly follow up with each of them, whether it's email or phone calls, in that 2 to 10 day period. We're just talking about a few people a day. And now I'm not suggesting that you meet with them between that 2 and 10 day period, but that you reach out and you follow up. Now you've taken, and you have the opportunity to take, rather, $250 that they gave or paid to come to the event, or $1,000 for a foursome. And now you're going to be able to convert that into 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, maybe even $50,000 in a gift from them. Now, that's going to take time because you're getting permission to follow up to begin the process of building a relationship with them. I am not suggesting that you schedule a meeting and solicit them for a 5, 6, or 7-figure gift. You are getting permission to follow up with them so that you could begin the process of building that trusting relationship, one-on-one, human to human, leader to donor, right? So that you can present them eventually with the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of the people that you serve. That's the objective. So, transactional fundraising does have a place. It is and should be part of a robust strategy for your organization when it comes to fundraising. If you're just focusing on transactional fundraising, then you're actually engaged in what I call lopsided fundraising, because that means you're only on this side, and you're focusing on things that are going to take you a long time to generate the amount of money that you want to generate, and the amount of energy it takes to plan and execute. I don't care if it's a gala or if it's a direct mail campaign. Just a direct mail campaign can take time. You're writing the letter, and then you're going to get other eyeballs on the letter. You want to make sure that if it's going out from you and a board member, you want to make sure that board member gets to review the letter. And again, this is a letter we're talking about. It's not something that's going to be posted that you can go back and edit later. If you catch a mistake, you got to catch all the mistakes before it goes out in the mail. Then you have your postage and all those things. Still worth doing. Trust me. I know I'm sort of throwing out all of these barriers, if you will, but it still works. It still works. It's a good way to get people to give to your organization. And I can't guarantee that this will work 15, 20 years from now, but it's working now, and it still continues to work. So if you're not doing direct mail, you should be doing direct mail. And you should also pair your direct mail with an email solicitation. So if something goes out in the mail, if you have good email addresses for those donors, follow up with an email. That's a companion to that ask. So, transactional fundraising. If you're doing it, keep doing it, but seize the opportunity to convert. At an event, do seed planting. When it comes to direct mail, you should be wealth screening your constituents on a regular basis. And if you aren't engaged in wealth screening, you know that I am a big proponent of Windfall. And if you're interested in getting a free wealth analytics report for your organization, if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link below that I will put there that you can grab, and you can schedule an opportunity to meet with them to do the wealth screening, the wealth analytics report. And if you do move forward and subscribe to them, you actually will get a discount because you came through me. For those of you who are listening to this, you can certainly go. In fact, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on my website on a page called. If you go to www.thefundcoach.com/flyer, FLYER, I'm going to create a link there for you to grab the link to Windfall. Okay. Or you can go to the YouTube page and grab it there. All right. I hope this has been helpful to you. Transactional fundraising is important because it is something that can build your base of donors, and it can do so pretty quickly. That's the objective. You're trying to get as many people under the tent, if you will, as you can. And then your job is to sift through those individuals to find the gems. Those people who meet link, interest, and ability. And the ability is the thing that you're looking for, because you want to make sure that they have the capacity to make that gift that makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, this fundraising thing, it's not just about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that you serve. Hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.